Alright guys, today we're checking out the Lectric XPeak 2.0. They're all-terrain, trail-ready, fat tire electric mountain bike. So this is our first time with electric e-bike, and obviously they've been on the market for quite some time. They've built a really good reputation in terms of customer service. Okay, so on first glance, I really like the color. It's a Tempest Gray, 26 by 4 inch fat tires, all-terrain tread over here. Got the integrated front fender. We got the hydraulic disc brakes over here. A large rotor, looks like it's 203 millimeters. Smaller rotor in the rear. So the reason you want a larger rotor for the front brake is that this is 80% of your braking power, so you want this to stay cool. Renegade RST front suspension forks. Looks like we got the preload adjustment over here, as well as the lockout. Bright integrated headlight, ergonomic rubber grips, display controls, left mounted thumb throttle, center mounted color LCD display, got an 8-speed shifter. For power, we have a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery. It's removable and integrated on the down tube of the frame. It's also UL certified. There's also a 20 amp hour battery option to increase the range by about 33%. Got a really comfortable saddle seat over here, lots of cushion. This also includes, I believe, an upgraded torque sensor, which gives you a smoother response when you're pedaling. Here's a look at the hydraulic disc brake in the rear with a smaller 180 millimeter rotor. Got the integrated rear rack with 60-pound weight capacity. In the rear, we have a 750 watt rated Stealth M24 motor. It also has about 1300 watts peak. Here's a look at the Shimano 8-speed derailleur. And here we have an integrated rear taillight, and the total weight of this bike seems to be around 70 pounds, maybe more. So now that we've gone over all the features of the Lectric XPeak 2.0, let's take it out for its first ride.
The XPeak 2 has a Tempest Gray, hydroformed frame that's built to handle rough terrain. It's equipped with an RST Renegade front suspension fork, which does a solid job of absorbing impacts and keeping the ride smooth up front. Paired with 26 by 4 inch knobby tires, the XPeak 2 can handle serious off-road action. One of the bike's key features is the 203 millimeter front rotor, paired with hydraulic disc brakes, which provides excellent stopping power. The center-mounted color LCD display is easy to read and gives quick access to battery life, speed, and other essential ride data. The XPeak 2 features a 750 watt rated, 1,310 watt peak Stealth M24 rear hub motor with a custom torque sensor that provides a controlled and natural power delivery. And with 5 levels of pedal assist and an ergonomic throttle, it has the right balance between effort and power. The Shimano 8-speed drivetrain ensures that switching gears is seamless and able to adapt to different conditions and elevations. It comes with a UL certified 14 amp hour removable battery mounted along the down tube of the frame, and with a build meant for all-terrain riding, the XPeak 2 offers impressive control, especially on difficult surfaces. However, it's worth mentioning that without rear suspension, it can get bumpy on extremely rough or rocky trails. That said, the 26-inch fat tires do make up the difference by absorbing some of those shocks. Also, the wide handlebars and ergonomic grips contribute to a well-rounded, comfortable ride.
Okay, first ride with the Lectric XPeak 2.0. So this is going to be a little bit big for me, but I could still get on the bike, no problem. One foot on the pedal, the other foot tippy-toeing on the ground. I think this is probably best for riders over 5 foot 8 inches. We'll set it to pedal assist level 3, and we'll just try it out in this parking lot. No throttle, and whoa, lots of torque right off the line. That torque sensor just kicked in. Let's bring it down to 1. Okay, there we go. All right, so pedal assist level 1 feels like a regular fat tire e-bike. No problem. Very easy to pedal. The motor is definitely compensating for the weight of the bike, so it does feel like you are pedaling like a regular bike, getting some exercise. Okay, bump it up to pedal assist level 2. And slight variation on the power, still feels very natural. Just using your legs, no throttle. And then we'll bring it back to pedal assist level 3 now. And yeah, there you go. That's when it really kicks in. Very noticeable on pedal assist level 3. I think this would be a good setting if you are commuting to work, going through the bike paths. Give it a little throttle here. Throttle ramp is very gradual. Now, I'm kind of used to twist throttles, obviously, or right-hand thumb throttle. So the left-hand side throttle might take some getting used to. Bump it up to power level 5 now. And that's maximum power. There we go. Woo! Very, very nimble. This is a smooth parking lot. So not a ton of bumps to test the suspension. But I think this could probably be dialed in a little bit more for my weight. After this, we'll give it to Sully to do some technical trail riding, get his thoughts. So this is just riding on the pavement. And yeah, plenty of power, very responsive, very nimble, easy to lean, easy to turn. And then we'll test the brakes. Gather some speed over here. And brakes. Plenty of stopping power with the Lectric XPeak 2.0. Now, we've never tried the first version of this bike. I can imagine the upgrades are pretty subtle. In terms of performance, I think this is a bike that would be both good for city streets, but also some trail riding. Again, obviously we're in Phoenix, Arizona, and I could see why they developed a bike that would be perfect for this kind of landscape, but I could see this working in Michigan, where we live as well, since we have some rough weather. The torque sensor is doing its thing. Obviously, once you hit pedal assist level 3, that's when it becomes more noticeable, really abrupt off the line. So if you're an experienced user, anything 3 and up, I think you'll be right at home. If you're a beginner e-bike user and you're still getting used to the pedal assist and you don't want it to kick in so strong, keep it under 3. Those are my thoughts on the XPeak 2.0. Let's kick it off to Sully and see what he thinks riding it on the trails.
All right, we're here on the Lectric XP 2.0, getting right into it, right into some off-road trails here. Some pretty loose terrain here, lots of big rocks and all sorts of things to screw you up. A couple pretty steep hills, you know, and like a lot of these rocks are pretty big. I mean, they're generally pretty big size. Going over them, the front suspension feels really soft and plush. Obviously it is a hardtail, so it does feel like a hardtail, but that's no big deal. It definitely does its job. These hydraulic brakes are amazing. They work so good. The fat tires are nice. They absorb a lot of the grunt and whatnot. Yeah, it's so good. Let's try and just get some speed through here. Oh yeah. What a killer trail. Arizona's been so much fun. Thanks, Lectric Bikes. Well, if we go down that, are we coming back up that? I don't know. One way to find out. Take you guys along for the ride. You might need to watch me push this thing back up, but hey, that's fine. I mean, this is some pretty gnarly hiking trails, man. Lots of like washout. And just like that, powered right up that bad boy. Going up some pretty gnarly hills. Holy shit. Oh yeah, baby. What a blast. Holy crap, we are up here. This looks like it goes on for a minute, so let's go ahead and hit the U real quick. Head back, see if we can make it up that hill that I'm not too sure about. This thing surprised me so far, so it should make it up there. Big steep downhill on the brakes. Brakes are working how they're supposed to, not overheating. Whee! Oh, oh. Which way did I come from? I think this way. Watch out for the brick wall. Up and around the rocks. All right, let's see if we make it up this pretty steep hill up here. Try and keep my momentum up as much as possible. Watch out for the big rocks. Oh, nothing. I was worried for no reason. Had plenty of power to make it up that. Still getting kind of used to the left-handed thumb throttle. That's like very weird to me. I'm definitely not used to that kind of stuff, but yeah, holy crap, what a trail monster. I mean, if you had to go anywhere in Michigan with this thing, I mean, you would have no issue whatsoever. Michigan's trails don't have anything on this. Except for maybe some deep sand. You might want to avoid sand like that if it's really deep. But the fat tire should just eat it like nothing, so. So out here in Phoenix, Arizona, on some pretty rough, like broken, I don't know what you would call it, broken rock, like trails that are like very, very, very rough. So there's a lot of slippage happening, but the fat tires definitely help like get some better traction through some of the stuff that you would think that you would normally be spinning through. So going up big inclines and everything, the power is definitely there. It delivers it where you need it and how you want it, and it pushes through until the very end. It made it up some very steep inclines that I was not too confident about. Yeah, definitely a really cool bike and a really unique experience being somewhere where we're not from and being able to test out a bike that we wouldn't normally get to test out in this type of situation. So yeah, definitely a very cool bike, and electric e-bikes, man. What else can I say?
So here's what we like. The Lectric XPeak 2 handles rough off-road terrain with ease, offering stability and power for trails and inclines. The torque sensor makes for a very natural riding experience, providing just the right amount of power with each pedal stroke, and it can tackle inclines and uneven paths without feeling underpowered. However, the lack of a rear suspension shock means you'll feel more on very rough terrain, which could make certain trails uncomfortable for long rides. Overall, the Lectric XPeak 2 is solid for off-road rides, with features that are well suited for rugged trails and steep climbs. The custom torque sensor stands out and adds to the bike's performance. Although a rear suspension shock would have been a nice addition, the bike's design and power output make it a solid choice for riders looking to explore trails. So, what do you think of the XPeak 2? Is this the rugged EMTB you've been searching for, or do you want more? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.